Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie. Blazer the Morky is right down here sleeping and napping right now, but we are bringing you your March monthly reading. Today I'll be pulling some cards for your overall energy, and then I'll be pulling the beautiful Celtic cross spread that I love to use for the monthly readings. We'll close it off with a special message for the Sagittarian collective, keeping in mind, of course, that these are general readings, so take only what resonates and leave the rest. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, rising, and north node readings for additional context and texture. It will really give you a big picture perspective that is according to your particular astrology. So keep in mind checking that out. And then if you're interested in working more one-on-one, all of my offerings are in the description below. I want to wish our Pisces brothers and sisters a very happy birthday for the month of March and Pisces season, hence the fish hat. And Saggy, let's get into your reading. We're going to start with a card from the Angel Dreams Oracle here, kind of honoring that Pisces energy. And then we have the watery energy of the Sea Soul Oracle here as well. And this one's popping. Okay. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what is on par for you. You get fire, transmutation, and purification. So some sort of cleansing process perhaps going on for you right now, some sort of cleansing ritual. It might be kind of on edge kind of time with that fire energy that I'm getting there, or it may feel a bit challenging, but you are also a fire sign. I think you can handle this, right? Very much. And you're being reminded that you are resilient. May your soul weather the storms. Yes, your resilience. Things do feel like they're kind of thrashing about right now that might be a little bit tough for you, but all in all, I think you got this. I get this feeling of reassuring you that you got this. So something's happened here. Let's find out why all of this is going on. In your current energies, you have the Six of Wands. I feel like this is you feeling good about something, feeling good about yourself, feeling good about your energies and where they're at, feeling aligned with this process of transmutation. It is challenged by the Emperor, however. This is Aries energy, maybe a bit of headstrong stubbornness. Some of you, this is internal, where you're dealing with something to do with the ego and transforming the ego in some way. For others of you, it could be a father figure or a father wounding kind of scenario that has come up for healing as well. You could be dealing with that. So they're masculine energies of the Emperor coming through, and they feel a little bit heavy-handed, a little bit harder, a little bit more forceful to me. So that may be something you're dealing with, and why the resiliency is coming through. There could be some pain that you're working on transmuting at the moment. In your needed focus, you get the King of Cups. I feel like, unlike the Emperor, this is the kind of masculine energy that you either want to embody or you want to attract to yourself. The King of Cups is a much more emotionally stable, emotionally balanced kind of energy. It allows for how you feel. It's taking feelings into consideration. It's feeling as if you're being heard and that your part of the story is being acknowledged here. And that is very, very important. And so that's coming up in your focus, to be observant of this and be in tune with this. In the area of what you're leaving behind in the past, you got the Three of Wands. I think this is more of a sitting back energy, more of a planning type of energy. I think this has all to do with you taking your own path through things, maybe releasing some of the father wounding energies that had come up for you, or that part of your ego that would hold you back and try to protect you. In your future energies, you have the Nine of Cups. It's very interesting. Leo had that, I think, in that same, no, was it Leo? No, it was Aries. It was Aries. Aries had these cups lining up, which is very interesting because there's Aries energy in the Emperor. Some of you may be dealing with an Aries in your family or in your life. But things are going to be lining up for you, especially on the emotional front. I really feel like balanced emotions are coming through in this reading. I think there's definitely pain and transmutation and purification going on here through that pain, but there's these watery energies that are coming through, and that would be the next phase of the alchemy. We have the burning, and then we have the water come in. We have the whitening phase, right, where we just kind of wash away all of the ashes so that you can rise again. And you will. Here, showing in your place of embodied empowerment, you have the Nine of Wands. This is you rising above the situation. This is you feeling a whole lot stronger too. I'm getting a very strength card vibe from this Nine of Wands. Even though it's not the strength card, it kind of feels like the minor arcana version of it. But I feel like you're going to be in a much more steadfast place with a better vantage point as you move through these energies for the month. Things are lining up emotionally, and you're feeling good about your energies and the new outlook that you have on things. In your arena of support and allies, you have the Fool. This feels good. It's fresher energy coming in. It could be in the form of a person or an opportunity for you. It definitely has some risk involved, but I think there's also this element of you feeling more free and you feeling a bit called with your heart to that energy. In your environment, you got the Seven of Pentacles. You are definitely trying to nurture a more balanced existence for yourself. It feels calm in a lot of ways. Those of you working with the father wound or father energies or having issues with father presence, absence, abuse, whatever it was, there's this serenity kind of feeling that's coming up out of that as you heal that. And it feels more calm. It feels more peaceful. It feels like it's very important for you to have an environment at home that you feel safe in, a safe container. Some of you may be working on putting that together. You're in your own space now and you're putting these things together for yourself. In your hopes and fears, you have the Six of Cups. Now, this is a beautiful energy. I think that for those of you with the father wounding that took place when you were younger, there's a lot of inner child reclamation going on, the fragmented aspects of that younger version of you that want to be reintegrated so that you can move forward more wholly and always having that little boy or little girl in you incorporated and in the new, safer energy that you're feeling. And that's what you desire. You desire to feel more whole moving forward. There's also a little apprehension there of like, this feels different. It's a different way of operating, a different modus operandi, and it may take a little getting used to, and you may feel a certain way about that at times. But all in all, it's looking pretty good that it's headed in that direction. And in your potential outcome, you have the Eight of Wands. This is your Sagittarius energy moving forward again. So you may be in this period in the month of March of having to be more resilient, really honoring maybe some more stillness and the eye of the storms, right? Getting those moments of breath and peace, because this energy can be really big to work through. Anytime we're working with father wounding, mother wounding, it really hits us at our core. It really aligns in the father wounding with the masculine energies and tendencies that we have, how we take action or are unable to take action because of it. So this looks like something that's really up for you for the month of March and a good opportunity for you to work on it. Whoa. All right, for the Six of Wands in your current energy, this is you feeling good about yourself. All in all, you get the High Priestess and the Chariot. I feel that you feel like your intuition is lining up. I think some of you are getting a lot of synchronicities or signs and symbols that you're on the right path with this. The High Priestess holds a lot of wisdom. She definitely is going to be the one to follow her intuition. The Chariot, it's nice forward momentum connected to the sign of Cancer, and so that Cancerian energy, that maternal nurturing kind of energy. Maybe some of you are mothering yourselves through this, offering that and extending that. I don't necessarily pick up a mother wound that has the forefront right now, but it doesn't mean you don't carry that as well. But in some way, shape, or form, you are nurturing the self and the empowered energies of being thyself, of actually standing in who you are. And it's honestly feeling really good. The challenge is these masculine energies of the Emperor here. For the Emperor, okay, I see now. For some of you, this may be related to finances. You get the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. Maybe it's that stability through resources and money that has not come through for you, that has not been balanced, that you're working on nurturing. This is challenging for you. Maybe having a living arrangement or a living style that matches your income, and so you may have been juggling some of these things around. I know we're deep in tax season in the United States. Some of you are really looking at money and resources and finances right now. Perhaps some of that is triggering up a wound to do with the father, or a missing of the father. If the father is deceased and he was a provider, looking for that energy within and finding that within and how to command that in the world and draw it in and magnetize it to yourself. So some of you are working with it from that perspective. There is this connection for those of you dealing with the father wound to you learning how to nurture yourself in a way that a father would a child, protecting yourself, making sure you have good shelter, making sure there's food, resources for the food on the table, that kind of thing like that. So some of you are kind of at the basics with this, and that's okay. Sometimes we need to make sure those basics are in place. In fact, all the time, we need those basics in place so that we can move through our natural energies, gifts, talents, and abilities to find our place in the world and how we're going to operate, right? We need water, we need food, we need shelter, sleep, and we need connection. But it's coming up very much on the paternal line for you with the father energy here, Saggy. Let's look at this King of Cups, though. The Seven of Cups and the Three of Cups. Again, I really feel you have really made some sort of internal commitment here to your intuition. You could have a father wound that interfered with you following your intuition, or your intuition was always informing you about this issue with the father here, or your intuition is always informing you about how to make money, what step to take, what job to apply for. I feel that the more you listen to it, the more aligned choices show up for you. I also feel like that it's important for you to be in community, talking to other people. Now, maybe you're searching for a job. Maybe you are meeting new people. Maybe this is that community and camaraderie kind of aspect that you need that support in your life. This needs to be a focus. The more you do this, that your intuition is driving you to collaborate, to get support, to balance these out. It could be through a therapy group, or it could be through just like a hiking group or something like that. Just some sort of get together where you can really find this feel good experience with your intuition. This could be for some of you too. Your intuition is leading you to certain hobbies or pastimes that are really, really healthy for you. So pay attention to that. Whew. Okay, let's look at this Three of Wands in the past. the Strength card, and the King of Swords. Whatever this wounding was on the masculine, the father here, it definitely had an impact on your confidence levels. I think confidence is connected to this, and also the way you communicate with others. It took a lot of strength just to survive in that energy or be in that energy. For some of you, it may have been like a poverty kind of situation. It took a lot of strength just to see how the sun would even come up the next day, what steps you would take on this path and how to do it. It really limited, I think, your ability to feel good about yourself and to feel confidence in yourself, to feel that drive that you like to be connected with all the time. The good news is that energy is diminishing away into the past, and you have things lining up with this Nine of Cups in the future here. So let's see what that's all about. The Ace of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. You're opening up your heart, I think, to people, to relationships, to new opportunities again. I do see in here that there's been this division from the intuition, and coming back into connection with that is opening up a whole new world. There are other people here working with you coming up in the future. For some of you, this is going to be a new job offer. Keep your heart open, keep your intuition online. Things are going to start lining up cup by cup by cup. You are on your path to your dream, to your desire. You are doing it as a Sagittarius would do it, but this is much more of an intuitive, emotional part of your path and less of an action slash, it's not even like planning or action. This is all intuitively led. This is all intuitively led. Let's look at this Nine of Wands in your place of embodied empowerment, because this is where you're feeling like you see things for what they are. You see more clearly. You got the Knight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. This feels like your heart is reconnecting in with your ability to create and to manifest your reality. There's a feeling of empowerment that is located here in the heart space, and it's driven by, since we do have the Nine of Wands here, it's driven by your fire. It's fed by the fire, but it's very, very heart-led, and that's the way you're going to be moving now. You're going to be moving now, because I feel like a lot of you, your intuition was dimmed when you were a child. Some of you have the father issues to go along with that, or the issues with the masculine, and all of that is coming back online. So of course there's going to be big changes with that Wheel of Fortune on the horizon, and I do feel like it's your ability to manifest. You're just going to be doing it a little bit differently than maybe you were in the past, or you weren't doing it at all and now it's coming online. For the Fool in your area of support and allies, you get the Judgment card and the Death card. Ooh, nice. So when we have death and judgment, those are those moments. That's what people call the come to Jesus kind of talks. It's getting really, really real with yourself here. The more real and honest you are with yourself, and perhaps a trusted mentor or therapist or friend, the more you are going to feel free of this energy. There's definitely an element of freedom that's coming in. There's others who are stepping up to support your freedom from this. You're letting go of being tethered to this as a definition of your life. There's acknowledgement here that you've been impacted by it, but that you will not be defined or diminished by it in any way any longer. There's Scorpio energy coming through here. That's that deep transformation, that transmutation. Scorpio has the most fire feeling of any water sign. And I love how that comes in and relates to this transmutation and purification that you're going through there. I think that's a really supportive energy. There's forgiveness involved here. That may come with a lot of emotional angst and release where it's hard to release. There are maybe some different therapies that some of you are going through here. I'm not getting any standout exactly. They're kind of rotating on a wheel, but if you're working with a therapist, I think whatever you're doing, the different techniques that you're experimenting with are really helpful. For the Seven of Pentacles, you get the Page of Wands and the Five of Cups. So that Seven of Pentacles represented your ability to create a peaceful space of serenity within yourself and then in your environment around you. This is new to you. I don't think it's something that you've been blessed with in life. There's always been this element of stress or sadness or lack in the way that you have in the physical environment with which you've had to operate. If it wasn't, for some of you, if it wasn't like poverty kind of situation, there was a lack of the emotional support, particularly from the masculine here. And so these factors affect your ability to create that environment. I think you're working through it, but I think it's a real challenge and a real issue. I do think the more that you observe yourself and maybe even journal or diary, write in your diary about this process that you have, and just work it one pentacle at a time. You do not have to go fast. It seems like just slowly fine-tune things, and as you make each move, you're going to be healing as you go. There's definitely emotions coming up to the surface here. We're going to have to acknowledge those, and we're going to have to learn how to release, purify, transmute those emotions that come up, but they need to come up and out. That's very important for your health, for your well-being. Looking at this Six of Cups in your hopes and fears, this was about bringing your inner child along. You get the Two of Cups and the Five of Swords. Yeah, this is a new trust in yourself. This is trusting that part of yourself that you know you will not abandon him. You will not abandon her. You are going to stand beside yourself no matter what conflict arises. No matter how somebody else might feel a certain way about that, you are going to stand your ground, and you are going to align and partner with yourself to carry yourself through. This feeling, honestly, I think connects in a lot with the energy of the Fool here. It is a very freeing kind of feeling. When you have dealt with abandonment or emotional neglect in the past from a parent, or just had a really tough situation going on, it can be easier to kind of abandon yourself. And as a child, sometimes if you were a caretaking kind of child, you would try to care for one of the parents, but that was an imbalanced energy. For others of you, it was just to go in someplace else, go into daydreaming, go someplace else because the reality just didn't feel good. That's what you're really hoping for, a better balance with that. And this is all about standing by your own side and having your own back in this first and foremost. I do think you do have some really supportive energies around. The more support you have around you, the positive people, they're going to lift you up, they make you feel better, the better. Let that be a priority. It is in your needed focus here. Choose wisely, good, trusted people in your life. You need that to feel safe. For the Eight of Wands and the potential outcome, that's where your Saggy fire comes back online. You got the Magician, so there it is. There's where we begin to balance out and begin really utilizing the different elements together. Instead of just having an understanding of each element, earth, air, fire, water, you're going to begin working with combinations of these. In this case, it's going to be fire and earth. Very interesting, but I think it will serve you well. That Nine of Pentacles is an earth, and the Eight of Wands is the fire. So those would be the two elements combined together. I'm not surprised. I think the Eight of Wands is connected in with the fire element, the transmutation, the purification, and it is a more outward representation of your accomplishment with that, of your progress. So that's going to start to be seen. This is in the potential outcome. You're going to start to hear from people, wow, you really look happy. Oh, I'm so excited for you. You got that opportunity. You know, you're going to start getting these little indicators. Watch for those, listen for those from people around you who are going to notice a difference. But then we have the resilience in your overall energy connected to that Nine of Pentacles. That's how you build for the long term. There's always going to be ups and downs, backwards and forwards, hills and valleys. And this is you continuing to build through all that. You're weathering the storm. That resilience is coming through. So quite an opportunity here for you in the month of March, Saggy, to really affect some big changes in your life. Let's get you a card from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle to close off your reading today. Saggy, you got number 47, connect to source. Go within and discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. And I do think that's what you're doing. It comes with a lot of healing. It comes with a lot of the need to look at things differently, to operate differently, to create your space differently, to take ownership of your space in a more calming, supportive way. It requires you to stand by your own side, stand by yourself, not abandon yourself any longer. But I think you're there. You really have a lot of intuition here lit up for you. And I think that's so important. I think that was lost in the past or relinquished to someone else. And now it's looking like you're taking back control of that intuition and allowing it to guide you from there. All right, Saggy, what an interesting reading. Thank you so much for being a part of this today. And I look forward to seeing you next time.